my Ecomm Learners, and to everyone who are with me today. I am Teacher Claire, and my channel offers video lessons for students and some more varied educational contents. If it's your first time here, I'd be so glad to have you with me in my YouTube journey. So please click the subscribe button, like this video as well, and click the bell icon for you to be updated on my next video contents. And for today's lesson, we will focus on some common idiomatic expressions that we use to express ideas figuratively. Talking about idioms, they are phrases or expressions whose figurative meaning cannot be deduced from the literal meanings of their individual words, serving to add richness, conciseness, and cultural nuance to communication, making them essential for fluency in a language. Now, there are some other meanings of idioms. An idiom is a fixed expression where the overall meaning is different from the sum of the meanings of its individual words. For example, break a leg. It means to wish someone good luck, not to literally break a limb. They often have a hidden meaning that is conventionally understood by native speakers or those familiar with the language. Now, let's discuss some of the classic and most commonly used idioms. The idiom 24/7, often written as 24/7, means constantly, all the time, or continuously, referring to 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is derived from the number of hours in a day, which is 24 hours, and the number of days in a week, which is 7 days, indicating something is available or happening without interruption every minute of every day and every day of the week. Here are some example sentences. Many online stores offer 24/7 customer support. Having a baby is a 24/7 job. Parents are always needed. The hospital emergency room is often 24/7, 365 days a year. Our internet service provides 24/7 access to the web. He's always on the phone, working 24/7 on his business. And that is the idiom 24/7. Next, the idiom turn a blind eye means to deliberately ignore or pretend not to notice something, especially something wrong or illegal, often to avoid taking action or responsibility. Example sentences are: the teacher knew some students were using unauthorized help, but she decided to turn a blind eye to it. Regulators need to stop turning a blind eye to the safety issues occurring at that factory. She was aware of her roommate's questionable activities but chose to turn a blind eye. Many landlords turn a blind eye to the fact that two families are sharing apartments. Despite knowing about the minor rule breaking, the coach turned a blind eye to the players' actions. And those are examples of sentences using the idiom turn a blind eye. Now let us have another one. The idiom take something to the next level means to improve or advance something to a significantly better, more advanced, or more successful state. It implies elevating something beyond its current standard or capability, making it exceptional or more effective. Example sentences are: adding fresh herbs will take this simple pasta dish to the next level. She is a talented athlete, and with the right training, she can take her game to the next level. Our company is doing well, but we need a new marketing strategy to take our business to the next level. After years of practice, the musician was able to take his performance to a new level of emotional depth. This innovative design will take the user experience to the next level. And so those are examples of how we can use the idiom take something to the next level. Another idiomatic expression is speak for itself. This idiom means that something is so clear and obvious that it does not require any further explanation or commentary. Here are the sentences. Her impressive performance during the job interview truly spoke for itself. The results of the experiment speak for themselves, showing a clear improvement in the data. The beauty of the ancient ruins speaks for itself. No one needs to tell you how magnificent they are. The school's excellent academic record speaks for itself. The manager reviewed the sales figures. The numbers speak for themselves, she stated. We're doing incredibly well. And those are examples of how we can use the idiom speak for itself. Now let's have speak one's mind. The idiom speaks one's mind means to express one's opinions frankly and directly, even if it might offend or upset others. It implies speaking one's thoughts without holding back or worrying about consequences. Simple sentences are, she's known for her honesty and isn't afraid to speak her mind during meetings. Even though he disagreed with the proposal, he decided to speak his mind respectfully and explain his reasons. The new manager encourages her team to speak their minds and share their ideas openly. Some cultures may find it impolite, but in others, speaking one's mind is a sign of confidence and conviction. And so, those are examples of sentences using speak one's mind. The idiom shoulder the responsibility means to accept and bear the burden or duty of something, especially if it's difficult or unpleasant. It implies taking ownership of actions, decisions, or a situation and accepting the associated consequences or efforts required. And here are some sample sentences on how we can use this idiom. After the CEO's unexpected resignation, the head of operations had to shoulder the responsibility of leading the company. It is important for children to learn to shoulder the responsibility for their school work. Although it wasn't his fault, he shouldered the blame to protect his team. The government has responsibility to shoulder the burden of providing essential services to its citizens. She volunteered to shoulder the responsibility of organizing the entire fundraising event. And this is how we use the idiom shoulder the responsibility. The idiom return the favor means to do something in return for a kind or helpful action that someone has done for you. To repay a favor with a favor. It signifies reciprocating a positive deed or support with a similar gesture. Sample sentences are, after my neighbor helped me move all my furniture, I promised to return the favor by helping him with his garden next weekend. She was incredibly grateful for their assistance and knew she would return the favor if they ever needed help. If someone offers you a compliment, it's polite to return the favor with a word of appreciation. They invited us for dinner, so we should return the favor by hosting them next time. And these are examples of sentences for the idiom return the favor. The next one is, the idiom read between the lines means to understand the hidden or implied meaning of something, even when it's not explicitly stated. It's about discerning what someone truly means or what it is really happening, or it's about discerning what someone truly means or what is really happening beyond the surface words or written text, often by looking at subtle cues or contexts. Here are the examples. She said she could afford it, but reading between the lines, I don't think she has enough money. While the boss didn't directly criticize my work, I could read between the lines and knew she wanted me to do better. You'll understand the poem better if you can read between the lines and interpret its deeper symbolism. He was hesitant to discuss the merger, but reading between the lines, it's clear the bank vetoed the idea. If your mom keeps reminding you not to make a fuss on Mother's Day, you might read between the lines that you should get her flowers. And those are example sentences for read between the lines. The idiom pay a visit means to visit a person or place, often for a short time or with a specific purpose, whether social, official, or for other reasons. While it functions similarly to visit, it can sometimes imply a more formal or deliberate intention behind the trip. Example sentences: We decided to pay a visit to our grandparents over the weekend to celebrate their anniversary. The inspector will pay a visit to the factory next week to conduct a routine check. I thought I'd pay a visit to the new art gallery before it closes for the season. The police may pay him a visit later today regarding the incident. I'm going to pay a visit to the hospital to see how Aunt Carol is doing. And those are example sentences for the idiom pay a visit. Mark my words is an idiom used to emphasize that you are certain something will happen in the future, often a warning or a prediction that the listener should pay close attention to. Meaning, this phrase is used to impress upon someone the importance of what is being said, implying that the speaker is sure about a future event and that the listener should remember their words because they will prove to be true. Sample sentences are: He'll cause trouble. You mark my words. If we don't reduce carbon emissions now, we're facing disaster. Mark my words. Mark my words. This new technology will revolutionize the industry. Mark my words. That relationship won't last. We could be in for a crime wave. And when that happens, the public will scream for draconian measures. You mark my words. Those are examples for the idiom, mark my words. The idiom, it's on me, generally means that the speaker will pay for something or take responsibility for something, often a mistake or an incident. Paying for something, this is the most common use, whether the speaker offers to cover the cost of a meal, drinks, or an item for someone else, essentially treating them. Taking responsibility. The phrase can also be used to acknowledge fault for a mistake or incident and offer to rectify the situation. So, sample sentences for paying for something. Don't worry about the bill tonight. It's on me. I'll get the coffee. It's on me. Let's go out for lunch. And it's on me. Now, for taking responsibility, here are the examples. Oh no, I spilled your coffee on your laptop. It's on me. I'll pay for the repair. I forgot to send that email, and now the deadline is missed. It's on me to fix this. And that is how we use the idiom, it's on me. The idiom in a row means that something happens consecutively or one after another without a break. It signifies a sequence of events, actions, or instances that occur in immediate succession. And here are the example sentences. She's been voted Best Actress 3 years in a row. We've had meetings back to back for 3 days in a row, and I'm exhausted. The company has achieved record sales for the 4th quarter in a row. He failed his driving test for the 2nd time in a row. They've won 5 games in a row, and the crowd is cheering wildly. And that is how we use the idiom in a row. The next one is, the idiom good for nothing describes a person who is lazy, irresponsible, or utterly useless and of no value or benefit. It can be used as either an adjective or a noun to convey this meaning. Here are the examples. She told him he was a lazy good-for-nothing and should get a job. That old car was a good-for-nothing. It kept breaking down. He complained about his son, who he considered a good-for-nothing who never helped around the house. Despite his wealth, her father was a charming but good-for-nothing man, wasting his resources. And those are examples of sentences using the idiom good for nothing. Here's another one. The idiom a piece of cake means that something is very easy to do or accomplish, requiring little effort or posing no challenge. Examples are, don't worry about the exam. I'm sure it will be a piece of cake for you with all your studying. I thought assembling the furniture would be difficult, but it turned out to be a piece of cake. For an experienced hiker, navigating that trail is a piece of cake. She found the new software incredibly user-friendly, and completing her first project was a piece of cake. Those are examples of sentences using a piece of cake. A ray of sunshine is an idiom that describes a person or thing that brings happiness, hope, or relief, especially in a difficult or gloomy situation. It signifies something or someone that brightens a situation or a person's spirits. Example, our new puppy is such a ray of sunshine in our home, always bringing smiles to our faces. Despite the tough economic times, the successful product launch was a ray of sunshine for the company. Her unexpected visit was a ray of sunshine for me during a very stressful week. The children's laughter in the park was a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. He was a ray of sunshine to his elderly neighbor, helping and offering companionship. The idiom down to earth. It describes someone or something that is practical, realistic, and sensible, avoiding pretentious or overly abstract thinking. It implies a grounded and unpretentious nature, often associated with humility and approachability. Now, here are the examples. Despite her fame, she remains very down-to-earth celebrity, always friendly and approachable. We need to find a down-to-earth solution to this problem that everyone can agree on. This book offers down-to-earth advice for improving your finances with clear, actionable steps. And those are examples of sentences using down-to-earth idiom. The next we have is couch potato. The idiom couch potato refers to someone who leads a sedentary lifestyle, spending a lot of time sitting or lying down, often watching television, and generally not engaging in much physical activity. It's generally used in a mildly disapproving way to describe a person who is lazy or unproductive, though it can sometimes be used more neutrally to describe someone who enjoys relaxing at home. Here are some sample sentences. My brother has become a real couch potato since he started working from home. All he does is watch TV and snack. Instead of being a couch potato this weekend, let's go for a hike and enjoy the outdoors. She used to be very active, but now she's a total couch potato, rarely leaving the house. Even couch potatoes can benefit from starting to exercise consistently, according to a recent study. Don't be a couch potato. Get off the sofa and do something productive. Next, a slip of the tongue. It is an idiom meaning an accidental mistake in speaking, where you say something unintentionally different from what you meant. It's essentially a verbal error or a misspeak. Here are the examples. I apologize for that slip of the tongue. I meant to say congratulations, not condolences. He called his new girlfriend by his ex-girlfriend's name, but it was just a slip of the tongue. Be careful when you're speaking to the boss. One slip of the tongue could get you in trouble. She realized it was a slip of the tongue when she accidentally referred to her brother by her father's name. The news reporter quickly corrected herself, attributing the error to a slip of the tongue. The next is the idiom spill the beans. It means to reveal a secret or disclose confidential information, often unintentionally or prematurely. It is a colloquial expression commonly used in casual conversation, not formal context. Example of spill the beans in sentences are: Sarah promised not to tell anyone about the surprise party, but she accidentally spilled the beans to the birthday girl. I asked him not to spill the beans about me coming late to work. We'll all be there at 6 p.m. for the surprise party. Now don't spill the beans. Thomas got Clara to spill the beans, and he found out where they were going for their anniversary trip. So we spilled the beans about her affair with David. So those are examples of sentences with the idiom spill the beans. The last idiom is the idiom what goes around comes around. It means that your actions will eventually have consequences, often returned in kind, whether positive or negative, essentially implying that how you treat others will influence how you are treated in the future. This concept is closely related to the principle of karma, or the law of sowing and reaping. Example sentences are: you should be careful how you treat your colleagues. What goes around comes around. He always helps others in need, and that's why good things always seem to happen to him. What goes around comes around. She thought she could get away with cheating, but eventually her dishonesty was exposed, proving that what goes around comes around. In the world of professional sports, players often find that what goes around comes around in terms of how their past actions affect their future opportunities. I hope you learned something from my discussion. Again, this is Teacher Claire, and if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to the Ecomm channel. That's it for today. I'll be with you again next time. God bless you, and always remember that happiness is a choice, so always choose to wear a happy heart.